Hello and welcome to episode number 53. And the title is Grateful. And I just noticed this thing's way out of whack, but that's okay. Um, so, how did this topic come up? It came up because of the shirt that I'm wearing. And I'm just going to show you guys. There's my shirt. Grateful. Um, and this particular episode is going to be quite different than any episode I've done before. Um, what I'm actually going to do here is just talk about things that I'm grateful for. Now, it's not something we often do in our lives. We don't often acknowledge, recognize things, people, whatever it is in our life. And so I'm just going to kind of talk about things, people, whatever in my life, and I'm going to acknowledge things and people mainly. We're going to see how it goes. I haven't rehearsed this at all, so it's just going to be popping. I may talk about some people who actually watch this, and likely many that never do or will never see this. And it's more to get a sense of what it is to talk about it. It's definitely something we don't do on a regular basis. And when you look at children in particular, they are grateful for all these really things that we consider benign, um, that we don't really pay much attention to on a regular basis. And so I'm just gonna start rambling here. This is totally unprepared, like most of my videos. Things just show up as they show up. And so I'm gonna start with saying I'm really grateful for Kim Kershane. Um, she ran my bars this morning. I am super, super grateful for that. I love getting my bars run. That's another thing I'm extremely grateful for is the Access bars. It creates so much space in my life, and it really is something that at this point I really wouldn't choose to live without. And then having people run my bars is fantastic, which I got to exchange with Kim this morning. So that was amazing. Um, I'm gonna also thank my parents, which I actually never do. I never am grateful or thankful for my parents at all. They were part of creating me and allowing me to be part of this world. It's something that I haven't really acknowledged them, and um, they will likely never see this video anyways. Um, but yeah, both my mom and dad, I am really grateful for having the opportunity to be in this world. And if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be in this world in the way that I currently am. So given that opportunity, um, and what they have um, created in my life, like for them being them, has given me opportunities that that I wouldn't have otherwise had. I got to travel when I was a child. In fact, when I was just a baby, I don't know exactly how old, a year ish, we moved to Africa. We lived in Kenya for 3 years. And even though my memories of that are very small, it's a great experience. And I went back some years ago, actually about 11 years ago now, back to the place that we lived. So it was really amazing. And this is not going anywhere where I thought this video would go. So anyways, really grateful for my experience, my parents, for the experiences that I've had over my life. Um, Also extremely actually grateful for another person, Carlina Vanderway. I used to, up until very recently, about a month and a half ago, used to be my roommate. We used to live together, and then also we're in a relationship. We no longer are living together, and we are no longer in a relationship anymore. Though I'm really grateful for her, because she showed me so many things. And one of the big things that that I got to see was where and when I wasn't choosing for what was working for me. And so I'm super grateful for that opportunity to have that awareness, and also to show me in some ways like just how um possibilities that I didn't actually see as possibilities um, before she was actually in my life. So I'm super appreciative of you, of her, for that. Um, there's another person in my life that I don't actually see. I don't see very often. Her name is Trisha Layton. I'm just gonna like name people here. This is kind of strange, but I'm really grateful for her. I've known her for a long time, actually since high school, and don't see much of her. Don't talk to her much. We don't have tons of contact, but energetically has been an amazing support throughout my life. Even though we don't get to connect on the phone or physically very often, I don't get to see her very often. I think the last time I saw her was, I don't know, 4 years ago, something like that. um, but there's people in your life that have this impact and and really create something different, and just knowing that they're there is a huge contribution. So I just wanted to acknowledge that. Currently I'm living, and I'd like to thank my friend Jordana, and her partner Alex, who I'm currently um, living with, and to have the like to have a space to go to. They've been amazing in opening up their home to me, and I'm super appreciative of that. Um, and another person is my brother. Um, he I get to talk to him pretty regularly. Our relationship has changed a lot over the years. We used to be super close and not so close, and we're pretty close again. And it's just um, the cool thing with having all these different people in your life is you get to see how people live their lives. And the cool thing with knowing a lot of people, you also get to be aware of things about your own life through seeing how other people live. And the one thing that my brother does, he is in many ways very much still a kid at heart, and he gets super excited about things, and he's really excited. He often gets really excited about all kinds of things. When you listen to him or see him talk to people, he's really super engaging, and it's really cool to see. And so that reminder of that kind of awe, of like, wow, it's a beautiful day, and like he gets like super excited about it being sunny or something like that, right? So I'm really grateful for him being him in that way. Um, and then the other, kind of sticking with family, I guess, is my sister. Um, I again don't get to see her that much. She lives a little bit further away from me. She lives in Saskatchewan. It's a little ways. But I do get to talk to her regularly, and so we often talk on the phone or Viber or whatever. And I'm super grateful for her in my life. I get to bounce things off of her um, that um, yeah, that I probably don't bounce off of other people. so, she's a great person, a great sounding board, and it's always fun to have conversations with her, um, and to um, again also see, you get to see how different people live, because I'm often single. I don't have any kids. I get to see what her kids are like, and the growth and the change that they go through. And because of her, I have nieces too, so that's pretty cool. Um, and and so yeah, I'm really, and what's really cool about my sister is that she's extremely unassuming. She's this really unassuming person, yet um, she's like a total gift to the world. She's kind of like this, I don't know, I would describe her as an unassuming flower, because she's just, there's this magic that if any one of you out there has ever gotten to know her, you will know what I'm talking about. And so yeah, super grateful for her. And so these are just some people that are that I thought I would just talk about, and there's other things that I'm actually super grateful for too. And one of the things I'm going to mention right now is my body, actually. This vessel that we have that we get to walk around in. Um, it's like a pretty extraordinary thing. It does things that constantly amaze me. The capacities that it has. It has definitely some capacities for healing, and also the capacities that it has to, like, just on a physical stamina kind of thing. Like, it can do some pretty amazing things that surprise me even sometimes. Um, and it does it with a lot of ease too. So that's kind of cool. And then also the other thing is that just the way it functions, like, it has um, this kind of grace about it that that seems weird to talk about in my body, because I don't like necessarily see myself as a graceful person, but my body is graceful in the sense that it kind of moves through everything with quite a bit of ease. And um I don't have like a lot of kind of problems with it. It doesn't give me a lot of problems. I don't have a lot of pains with it. And so that is quite amazing to me, actually. I rarely get sick. That's another thing. So it just is quite miraculous in many ways. And then one of the other kind of neat things about it is its capacity for taking sugar. It loves tons of sugar. It's just a sugar fiend, which is hilarious. And and that's quite interesting, and kind of, yeah, kind of unusual, I would say. And so yeah, super grateful for this body that I have. It's pretty amazing. It's allowed me to do a lot of things. It's allowed me to go a lot of places, and it can handle all kinds of conditions. I mean, it may seem strange that I'm talking about my body about like this, but I remember when I was in a lot of heat when I was living in Cambodia, I really didn't know if I could deal with the humidity, and it was no problem at all. So the capacity that it has in all kinds of temperatures is pretty impressive. Super, super grateful for my body. Um, so these were just a few things that I thought I would talk about this week, and that were kind of showing up. Um, and really what it stemmed from is just like how much do we actually acknowledge people in our lives, and do we show appreciation for people in our lives and things in our lives. And um, our body is another huge thing. How much most people, all they do is say all the things that don't work for their body, opposed to actually appreciating their body. And same thing with people in your lives. I mean, we can always be nitpicky. We can always be um, looking at things that don't work, but we don't often talk enough about the things that do work and the things that we do appreciate about people. And um, I find that um, I notice that in my own world as well. And so that's kind of how this week's topic kind of showed up was, how often do we, daily, do we do it daily? Do we show our appreciation daily for things that people do for us and things that people be for us, and whether it's being supportive or it is being giving somebody space, whatever that ends up being, however it ends up showing up like. So I guess the the ask or the invitation today is what are you grateful for in your life, and how often do you show your appreciation, and how much do you show your um do you actually talk about it, or I mean, I know a lot of people, there's also the energy of being grateful too, and just being that space and that allowance also creates something different than necessarily verbally saying it, and also verbally saying it and being that energy and space of appreciation and gratefulness for things in your life. So what what can you play with? What can we all play with? And what would that create um, in your world and for other people? I mean, it's really amazing to, people always love to be acknowledged. And you know, how could we change by just being more of that and choosing more of that every day? So that is my invitation to you, and I am super grateful for everybody that is watching this now and in the future. And if you want to leave some comments about what you're actually grateful for today or in the future, or even something that you're grateful for in the past, um, please leave some comments below. And I will talk to you next week. Have an awesome week. Bye.